maybe about a love affair. If you could go into your lover's shoes and look at you as they see you, what would be going on? You know, it's just a fantastic piece of imagination translated into a lyric that really nails it, with a great hook line, of course, and a brilliantly conceived piece of music to bring out the sort of the passion and the madness and the urgency of this idea.
Perfect blending of the synthesizer and the drum machine, and I guess it achieves what she hadn't done on the previous record, and indeed synth pop was struggling to do, which was to marry genuine emotion and a soulfulness, if you like, with the technology. That was what was lacking perhaps on the previous record, and here the two come together. And indeed they do on the whole album.
The album, The Hounds of Love, entered the charts at #1 and has since become regarded as one of the seminal albums of the 1980s.
I think we felt that Kate was going along a certain trajectory that was whimsy, a little bit, that she'd lost her way a bit, really, and that wasn't really relevant. And then she came out with Hounds of Love, which was full of so many different influences, really picking up on emerging dance music, on world music, which was huge at that point. And the lyrics and the music worked together in a way. It was a real peak in her career. It was almost like the summation of everything that she'd done up to that point.
Hounds of Love is undoubtedly the masterpiece. I mean, one of the extraordinary things about that record is its self-confidence, because after The Dreaming, which didn't sell and wasn't regarded as a success and had been the first album that she produced totally herself, you know, she could have taken a real knock from that. But it doesn't seem to have had that effect at all.
The second side of the record contains a series of songs known collectively as the Ninth Wave.
Pink Floyd often did this on their early records, which is that you put a bunch of songs on one side, as in vinyl, and you put a concept on the other side. Well, wisely, I would imagine, Kate didn't just do one side as a continuous track, which was the old Pink Floyd way, but she did a bunch of songs that were themed to some degree, and they are themed on what it's like to be dead. At least I think that's a good part of it.
Clearly there's this cycle of life and rebirth going on there, inspired by this line from Tennyson. And it sounds absolutely extraordinary as well. And again, it's the attention to every last little sound. I mean, both in terms of the voice, in which she uses every sort of vocal trick in the book to create every sort of nuance of emotion. But then in the actual sounds themselves, I mean, there's this wonderful story, for example, about the waves that they recorded, which occur between the first and second track in the cycle. And she insisted were redone because they weren't the right kind of waves. You know, so that infinitesimal attention to duty. Cloudbusting, I mean, another extraordinary single that existed in its own little time and space.
Based on a book that I found about 10 years ago. It's called A Book of Dreams, written by Peter Reich, and it's about the relationship between himself as a child and his father, and what a special relationship it was. There's an incredible sense of innocence throughout the book because it's being written from a child's point of view. And you get a great sense of the magic of their relationship. His father was a very greatly respected psychoanalyst and had a great deal of theories on life energy, and also had a machine that could make it rain called a cloudbuster, and together they would go out and go cloud busting. The song is really about the magic of that relationship, the adult looking back at what a good time they had. Unfortunately, the build-up in the book is where the father is arrested because his beliefs are considered somewhat outrageous. And from that point onwards, it's very difficult for the child to cope without his father.
But Cloud Busting is the best video from the point of view of art. And it's really heart-wrenching when she's separated from Donald Sutherland, her dad. She can act.
And the song is saying that now that his father's gone, instead of the moments when it rains being sad for him, they're a very happy thing. It makes him think of his father, and in a way the rain is the presence of his father with him.
With the title track from the record also performing well in the charts, Hounds of Love became Kate's most successful album to date. Suspecting that Kate would retreat from the world once more, EMI decided to capitalise on the success of Hounds of Love by releasing The Whole Story, a compilation album of her work up until that point. However, after the release, Kate again retired from public life and slowly began the lengthy process of composing her next record.
Well, I first heard the Trio Bulgarka when I'd finished the last album, and I was devastated. I think everyone that hears it for the first time is. It's incredibly powerful music, and I listened to it for a long time and started thinking how nice it would be if I could somehow work with him.